Hey everybody, welcome to the second installment of In the Art Room. Today I am going to be working on Vincent, the sketch I did for the Artcasters challenge for June. This is part two, actually transferring the sketch onto the matboard that I'm going to be using. This will probably be a quick video. I'm going to show you how I transfer a sketch that's made onto a piece of matboard. This is the original sketch that I made of Vincent. You can see it in episode 1 of In the Art Room. What I did was I took this sketch, scanned it in, made a couple of copies right there, and what I did then, and I figured I would save the trouble of save you having to watch me cut it out, is I cut out one of the copies, and what I'm going to do, put a little graphite on the back. I'm going to try to get some of the lighter graphite here, I think. So essentially this is the matboard that I'm going to be putting the drawing onto, the final drawing, and essentially what I'm going to do is put some graphite on the back of this sheet and then tape it up and then trace over it a little, very easily, so I don't put all the ink or the graphite onto the board, and get that drawing transferred. And then I'm going to take another pencil, one of these darker lead pencils, and I'm just going to start darkening everything in. So I guess here we go. Hope everybody had a good week, had a good day. Today, probably going to be able to edit this and get it out there tomorrow, but I figured I'd get part 2 in. I was hoping to have, for lack of a better term, a special guest on the second one, and it looks like I may have to wait until the end is over here, the last episode where this is all painted, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get that to work out. I want to start off also by thanking all the people that subscribed to my channel. I know there were a couple of new subscribers within the last week or so. Thank you so much. Welcome. And I seem to have lost my tape, so I'm just going to use a spare piece I had lying up there. Actually, I'll take 2 of them. So what I'm doing here, and this is just primarily to show how I do this. If you don't want to watch this part, you want to jump right to the tracing or the drawing, it'll be a little further ahead in the video. So thank you for bearing with me, but just kind of wanted to show the process. What I'm doing here is just putting the graphite on, and I'm just wiping it down so I don't get all the excess graphite just kind of powdering onto the sheet there. There's going to be some residual bleeding, I think, from the page onto the matboard here. So let's see if I can line that guy up. So once again, this is all part of the Artcasters challenge. Maybe you can lower that a little bit. I think you want to be perfectly lined up when you do this. Let's see. Because I've always wondered how people transfer sketches and drawings onto a page when they do it, because I've seen different methods that people use. And let me zoom in here a little bit. There we go, so I'll zoom in there. There may be a jump cut. If not, sorry about that. I've seen how different people transfer their image onto a board. And as I mentioned in the last episode, it's a lot cheaper to mess up a drawing on a piece of tracing paper you know, if this had gone wrong or whatever, I could have just thrown that out and done it again. It's cheaper to do it on this than it is to do it on the actual artboard that you're working on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start tracing here in a second. And I'm going to use a color pen. Sorry, I just had lunch, so I want to be a bit gassy here. Too much information. So I'm going to use a different colored pen. I just want to see how that looks. I'm not going to push too hard. I use a different color pen, not a black or blue pen, because I want to see where I've actually drawn. If you use a black pen, obviously on a black print or a black photocopy, which I kind of toned the black down here a little bit as well for this very reason. If you use a black pen on top of a black drawing, it's kind of hard to see what you've drawn and what you haven't. So I'm just going to lightly go over this. And this is just the rough layout here. This is just going to be a rough sketch onto the matboard, and then I can tighten it up with the pencil. I need to make sure that's transferring down. Okay, good. I probably just screwed it up right there. Don't do that, but I had to make sure that I was lining everything up properly. So the latest version of Gary E's sketch cards is out. This last week I did Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, and check it out on my page. I talked a little bit about my feelings about the movie, as well as doing the speed drawing. And boy, I hope nobody sues me or does whatever, but I don't know. I'm not, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I guess James Cameron went on record saying that he's seen it, and he's kind of excited about it. I know that might be. He's kind of excited about it. I just botched that up. I could fix that later, though. It's another reason why you want to sketch stuff out first. You can fix it a little bit later in the mix, as it were. Let's see. But the black hole, I was mentioning last time about the film The Black Hole, and I'll put some links into that video and this one. So I know there's some people that recognize this character when I put it up in the first in the Artroom episode, and some people really liked it. Some people gave it the thumbs up. There was another member of the Artcasters group, which is the Facebook group I'm a part of, that was doing the villain, Maximilian, and he thought it was cool. I feel kind of bad because I had a couple ideas of what I wanted to do for the robot challenge, and it seemed like everybody kind of beat me to the punch as far as producing works and producing a piece to stick up on Facebook before I could do it. And I haven't seen any other Vincent, so I'm pretty happy about that. And you know, even if they did, so what? But you know, it's just one of those things where you get an idea and you think, oh, nobody's going to think of that. Nobody's, you know, I'm totally, yeah, no, probably 100 people have thought about it and they're working on it right now. So, and that's all right. All right. So once again, I'm just kind of outlining here. Like I said, I'm running going a little loose on these lines. And I have to get the reference photo up here. And let's see. There we go. So I can use the reference photo once it comes time to pencil in, put in the final pencils. Something I probably should be doing is using a straight edge on this, but again, I figure once I get to the drawing portion of it, I can get a little bit more detail in that respect. Where are we? There we go. Okay. That's that. Alright, I see what I did up there. Once again, I may not talk constantly. That might be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on why you're watching the video here. But there are going to be times that I'm concentrating a little more on the actual drawing itself than I am trying to come up with topics to talk about, I guess. And I had 100 things on my mind to talk about, and probably should have written them down because I can't think of one of them now. Let's see, that. Oh. Getting a little too out of control now. Let's see. That. And I'm just going to outline these here. Put in the rough positions. I'll use a circle template to drop those in. Let's see, drop him in there. And there we go. Picture is transferred. I can now go ahead and start penciling it in. Take that back. Let's try this one more time. See, this is why I have the purple pen. I probably should have paid attention to whether I was finished or not. Still lined up. All right. So I'll just go ahead, take that off of there. It looks pretty balanced, pretty even. The spacing, maybe a little more space on the top than on the bottom. That's all right. I'm just going to hang this, save that off to the side for now. And go over this with an eraser real quick. fix where I have that line right there. Go ahead and fix that line. Go ahead and fix that line. I can marry the two together on the actual drawing itself. Set that up there. All right. We'll take a quick time out here and I'll be right back. And we're back. That's going to be an instantaneous jump cut for you. So, sorry about that, but when nature calls, nature calls. So, the other reason I had to take a break there is because I wanted to get some other tools out. I need to get some straight edges and templates and that. I want to clean these repulsors up a little bit, make them look a little bit more round. I want to get some of the straighter edges straight, as it were, and not make it look so sketchy and clunky. Excuse me. We'll see what happens. Bottoms up. We'll see what happens as we go. I have probably about another 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. So whatever I don't get done here, oh man, did I totally miss that. I totally missed an arm here. Look at that. Sad, sad, sad. I'll just add that in as I go. Anyways, as I was saying, I have about 40 minutes here before I have to go. So if I don't get all the way done, it will be finished up for the next episode. But I just, you'll be able to see a little bit of how I do what I do as far as sketching and as far as putting the getting the drawing ready for paint. So I guess with that, here we go. Let's see. That looks about right. I rolled a 1 on that. I completely botched it. For all you Dungeons and Dragons players out there. Okay. That. All right, we're good. So the next few weeks are about to get crazy here. My band, Mason Rivers, another shameless plug, is going to be doing a few shows here and there around the Chicagoland area. Well, that just broke. Woohoo! Going to be doing a few shows around the Chicagoland area, and going to be a lot of running around, and so I wanted to kind of get these in and taped up before all that starts. Okay. Some of these lines I just won't use a straight edge. I don't want to. The lines don't have to be 100% straight. Some of them have curves on them. So I'll just go ahead and do what I can here. reason I'm outlining these is because you need a place to start, obviously, but a lot of these are going to be shaded in. So I'll lose that outline, or maybe, you know, knock it down a bit, and it should be all right after that. I'll take an eraser to some of these as well. But then you have areas like this where you need that outline. And once again, I hope my hand's not in the way there. I have to go back and look at this. It'll probably be a whole video of just my hand stuck in the middle there. Okay. Like where that's going. Some parts have to trim that down. This is an old trick I learned from my drafting days. If you have a straight edge, just take a bit of masking tape and it lifts the plastic, whatever, the straight edge, off of the drawing surface, and doesn't smudge the entire drawing, just a little section from time to time which can be erased. So let's see. If you were wondering about that, that is why. That is why that tape is there. So at this point I'm going to be constantly refining the outlines. I may not necessarily follow the rough that I just traced on here, just because, again, it was a rough sketch. But so I'll constantly be refining as I go. So let's not panic too much. But you're not following the lines. I know, I'm not following the lines. You don't always have to follow the lines. Just so you know. More rounded corners. This area is going to be pretty well shaded, so I'll just sort of leave a light outline there. It's kind of hard drawing when you don't have music, but I don't want to throw any music out there in the background because I don't have the money for the copyright, as it were. Yeah, we've all been there. Put something out on the internet and all of a sudden it gets flagged for third-party content because there was a song playing in the background or some such. That's never fun. I think I use this guy here as a starter. Let's try that again. Let's try doing this a little better this time. A little bit bigger. Here, just so I don't forget which hole it is, which I totally forgot which hole it is. 64. do this a little lighter, so I'll make sure that's off again. Did I mention I took drafting classes? That was in my high school days, man. That was a long time ago. Let's see. That was a long time ago, so some of the stuff I remember, man, some of it I do not. Let's do that. Okay, that's fair enough. So now, do that. Get these lines in here. A lot of these lines will get covered up later on, whether it's through covered up by the airbrush or shading. So I'm not too worried about this right now. That's the thing about setting up this video and actually putting it out on the internet, is the first episode is already up. And thank you to everybody who watched it. Thank you to everybody again who watches this one. But, you know, once that first episode is up, you know, if I paint myself into a corner and this bad boy goes south, you know, that's, you know, it's out there. It's out on the internet and you can never get it back. I already got lead on my fingers. Let's see. So why not just keep doing that, Gary? You could... Oh, look at this. This one has no lead on the back. So get out of the groove now. Hold on a second. Once again, I don't know what to say. This is my first full project hangout, if you will, and kind of like when I used to jog more, which I need to get back out and do. You'd agree if you could see me, which some of you probably can actually. I don't really talk all that much when I'm drawing. You know, this is mostly when I'm listening to podcast or music or something like that. So just kind of bear with me again if there's a moment of silence or an extended moment of silence, I guess, as it were. All right, it's still getting smudged up pretty good. That just seems to be making it worse. Get our magic cover back on here. See, how did I have? So whether you're watching this for something in the background, whether you're watching this because you like to watch art videos, or for whatever reason, I'm not going to be talking all that much. Alright. We are getting there now. There we go. All right, so we're getting down to it here. Once again, I like to do what I can here. Let's see, get him done in the time I have to work on this, which is probably another 20 minutes. It's not too bad. A little lopsided maybe. I can fix that. For those of you wincing in pain as you watch me completely outline this drawing, my apologies. My apologies. But this is how I work. Call it wrong, call it whatever you want. That's kind of, call it how you want. This is how I do it. And maybe some lopsidedness I gotta fix there. Definitely. So let's see, let me get the eyes. Get the eyes locked in first. Make sure that they're straight. Making the eyes all wrong, man. They're all cockeyed. Cool. There's that. Turned out a bit better than I thought. All right, let's get this cleaned up here a little bit. So I think what I'll do, stop it here, and we'll pick up where I do the pencil shading and that. I'm going to just go ahead and sketch in some of the shadows and some of the different values and things like that, but I wanted to get this transferred onto the page first. And maybe I'll make this a two-parter. I don't know. Whoa, what is that? So maybe I'll make this a two-parter, or part 2 and part 3, I guess. Two-parter of a multi-part series. I don't know. Relatively new at YouTube. Damn, in case you hadn't known. So, I didn't get in there with a fine tooth. Wow, is that just going south in a hurry? You all are here to catch it. So good news is that's kind of a darker surface. I think I lucked out on that one. But so what I'll do is I'll clean up some of these smudges and everything, get the hands cleaned up, and try to work out try to get a bunch of these smudges and everything off of here. And I will see you next time on In the Art Room. I'll also, oh, you know what, before I do anything, let's see if I can fix that a little bit. That's a little better. That's a little better. Anyway, I'll fix this up a little bit, and I will see you next time. And till then, have a good week. That is such a rotten eraser. Oh, wow. All right, so I'll see you next time, and we'll get some of the values and everything in, and once that's done, onto the painting, because that's where the rubber hits the road, man. So I will see you next time.